Based on how long I've been doing this, you would have thought that I would have learned by now, but driving on food delivery apps, I drove on Uber Eats specifically tonight, and I made two massive mistakes, and actually it caused me to quit the shift early. Now, I want to tell you about those mistakes here because I don't want you to do the same thing, but stay until the end of the video because I'm going to show you my earnings on this super short shift because that is actually very surprising. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. On this channel, I help you with the gig economy, your side hustle, your full-time hustle, making money and creating multiple revenue streams. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. And while you're watching my mistakes tonight, make sure to stock up on the very best accessories to save yourself your own headaches on the road. Check out my Amazon storefront, that linked down below. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my first order here that I took, and take a look at this closely and let me know if you see any red flags here. Okay, so I'm driving in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and again, this is my first order request that I actually accepted on Uber Eats. So this one, $13.67. It is 4.9 miles total, estimated to take 28 minutes, and it's a pickup at Wendy's. All right, so seeing all of that information, did anything stand out to you? Take a look at it again here. Is anything standing out? Well, I'm ready to make some money. I'm going online. I see $13+ for under 5 miles. I'm accepting. Now, you seen that order request. Maybe you were yelling at the screen here not to accept this one. Why would that be? That's the restaurant type. So it's Wendy's, right? It's a fast food restaurant. Here's mistake number one. I made the assumption that the pickup was going to be easy. So I assumed, yeah, which isn't a good thing, that the indoor dining space was going to be open so I could go in there and make a pickup. So maybe the indoor dining area, let's say, would be closed to customers, but at least to be open for couriers. So I got there and there was a sign on the door and it said open for carry-out only. So I'm thinking, great, well, it's open for couriers, for fast food pickups. So let's go inside. I try the door and it's locked. Now, what you're probably thinking, what happened is what that obviously does is it funnels everybody through the drive-thru. So couriers and regular customers, there was probably 6 or 7 cars ahead of me. So there's a few options of what you can do here. Now, obviously, number one, you can cancel. You get there, you see that the indoor dining, the pickup area is closed inside. And I actually made this assumption because other Wendy's here in Pittsburgh, the indoor dining space was open for pickup. And other restaurants, the indoor dining space was open for pickup only, but not the case here. So clearly, if you get there and the drive-thru rather, is slammed, then yeah, you can cancel. So what I would do, number one, if you do want to consider canceling, and I wouldn't cancel a lot, obviously, because if you cancel too much on these platforms, you can be deactivated. But think about the area that you're in. Can I get another order request? Are there a lot of restaurants nearby? Ideally, I want bonus pay as well. So again, this one, it was $13.67 for 4.9 miles. I liked that dollars to mile ratio. Now, option number two, of course, you can wait. And I actually did wait here. And I know it sounds bad. You don't want to waste your time, but let me explain why I waited. So again, I liked the pay. And then number two, if your week has been pretty strong, if your week or your day's been pretty strong, you have enough profit in there, you feel like your earnings are where you want to be, then yeah, you can take the hit, in my opinion, and take a few extra minutes waiting for orders like these. And then number two, like we mentioned with the cancellation, if you feel like this is really one of the best order requests that you're going to get, then yeah, I would wait as well because any other requests that would come through, it's not going to pay as well as this one. Now, if you are going to wait, I feel like the best practice is to just give the customer a heads up. Just text them. You don't need to call. Say, hey, this is Mike with Uber Eats. I'm at Wendy's. Just so you know, there is a decent wait in the drive-thru and I'm unable to make the pickup inside. I just want to give you a heads up. Now, yes, that's good customer service, right? But what is that also doing? That's hopefully protecting your tip on Uber Eats specifically. I would do the same thing if it's Postmates or DoorDash, but specifically on Uber Eats, we don't want the customer to lower that tip after the fact because of the long wait. All right, so we finished that order here. Now check out this next order request. This is really specifically to Uber Eats. This is the blackout screen. Literally a blackout screen. I'm guessing it's a glitch. I've heard from you in the comments. Actually, let me know down below in the comments if you've received this recently. But yeah, it's a complete blackout screen. I can't see any of the routes. I can't see any indicators for the pickup or the drop-off location other than what's listed below. But still, I mean, I'm still accepting this one no matter what. Look at that payout. It's $15.46 for even a better dollars to mile ratio, 2.9 miles. All right, easy enough. Let's make the pickup. Let's get that $15. Let's head over to the customer. Let's make the delivery. That is until I make mistake number 2. That's making a wrong turn. You would think after all of these years growing up in the Pittsburgh area, I would be familiar with Pittsburgh roads, but you gotta hand it to me. I'm a little bit rusty after living in San Diego, California for the past 3.5 years. So yeah, I guess I'm a little rusty here. I made a wrong turn, which means I had to basically loop back around. I had to make a big U-turn going on another road, crossing a bridge, recrossing that bridge just to get back to this customer's area in the North Shore to make this delivery. Now, I will tell you firsthand, as we've seen here, that wrong turns happen. I feel like especially on ride-sharing platforms, because you may be headed to areas that you don't typically drive in. But yeah, even food delivery. So here's what you can do if you make mistake number 2, making a wrong turn. Number 1, don't stress out too much about it. I mean, even I was kind of stressing out, right? I'm like, no, I'm going the wrong way. It was completely pulling me back onto the highway, basically, instead of going to the customer's location. Just take a second, just kind of reframe, calm down. And what you can do is if you can safely and legally text the customer, you can do so. Say, hey, I apologize. I just made a wrong turn. I should be there in a few minutes. But I mean, if you can't text the customer, I mean, I could not text the customer based on the roads that I was on here. It's to just remember, it already happened. Don't stress too much about it. Calm down and then just complete the route and the delivery. And I'm thinking you'll actually be pretty surprised what happened after I completed this delivery. I'm going to show you that here in a second. So I'll be real with you. After that long wait at the Wendy's and then after that wrong turn on that very next order, I wasn't feeling it. You know, I was a little discouraged. I was kind of tired. And again, I wasn't feeling it. So I actually quit that shift early. And I just want to let you know that that is okay. If you're feeling tired behind the wheel, if you're feeling unmotivated, distracted, again, you're not feeling it. In my opinion, it is absolutely okay to just end that shift early. I would end the shift early. Don't worry about it. I would go all in the next shift. I would do the research. I would say, okay, I would have a reset. I would say, I'm going to reset. I'm going to go hard in the next shift. I'm going to take my research. I'm going to understand the mistakes that I made on this shift and then just take a time out. But let's end it on a positive note here because I want to show you the actual numbers on this 2 delivery shift. Let's show you the numbers here because there is one surprising takeaway. So one of my shortest shifts ever, really just 1 hour here, 3:35 p.m. until 4:35 p.m. But surprisingly, I earned $31.13. So as you know, I only completed 2 deliveries, but I received just 1 tip. But it turns out that tip was actually $10. And here's what's interesting. The higher tip was actually on that second delivery. So I'm not sure what it was because remember, I couldn't even text the customer letting them know that I made a wrong turn. But shout outs to the nice customer. They actually increased the tip after the delivery. I mean, one thing you can do when making the delivery is I have been doing this recently. It's taking the delivery confirmation picture on those contactless deliveries and then just including the hot and cold bag in the picture. That, of course, just confirmation for your customer. Hey, I kept your food at temperature using a hot and cold bag. So it could have been that. It could have been they're just in a good mood. But again, thanks to that customer for my singular tip tonight, $10. Now, interestingly, I want to show you the earnings of that other order that actually didn't tip. So remember that first order request for $13.67, there was actually no tip on that. So check it out here. There was actually a base pay from Uber Eats of $3.51, right? That's standard. That can be anywhere from $2 to $10. Makes sense, right? $3.50. But I actually received a much higher trip supplement from Uber Eats. This is not a tip. That was $8.16. And then it was a little busier, so I did receive surge bonus pay of $2 as well. But pay attention to that trip supplement. What actually is that? So according to Uber Eats directly, this trip supplement, it's a new earnings component that takes into account many factors, such as total time and distance, including the time you spend traveling to the restaurant. Trip supplement helps to make every delivery worthwhile and will appear on your trip receipt when available, like we saw here. Now here I need your help. Let me know down below in the comments. But do you feel like, was there something in the Uber Eats algorithm that said, well, we know that this order from Wendy's is going to take longer because of that wait time in the drive-thru? Was it that? Was it something else? I'm not sure, but it does seem like it. And to get that trip supplement, again, $8.16 extra. That is not surge pay. That is not boost pay. So pretty interesting. And continuing on with our numbers here. So for this shift, including the wrong turn, my business miles were 11.9, but I still earned a good payout per mile, $2.62 payout per mile. And based on those miles, I got a tax deduction of $6.66. So that was an interesting hour, making two big mistakes on Uber Eats, but it kind of didn't matter. I still made a pretty good payout there. So let me know your thoughts on this shift, an interesting shift, down below in the comments. And if you got value in this video, definitely drop me a like. And you can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.